Hello.
Hi.
Okay, all right, there you go.
Let me turn this up a bit. Okay.
All right, I can hear you loud.
Awesome. Let me put this stick down.
Yeah.
The weird things I get caught doing.
It's like, oh, I gotta.
Here's my big stick in a pot. This used to be a palm tree.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I'm doing with it. I was hopefully rehabbing it, but I don't know what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I mean, it just looked like the stalk.
I don't think I'm gonna go on Facebook later. I just came down to I don't have anywhere good to do videos, so I do it like in my greenhouse because this is the best lighting because greenhouse. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, I'm in a bunch of plant groups on Facebook, so I'm gonna be like, is there any hope for this, or have I been like nursing a stick in a pot for a year now?
I don't know. If you believe, if you have
I
faith and
believe I
trust in
can
your confidence, it will grow.
My lizard ate the whole bushy part, like stick and then palm. So he ate like the whole palm part, so now it's just stick. And I'm like, on the one hand it was a lot of money, on the other hand, stick.
Well, I mean, you fed the lizard though, so I mean, the lizard
Yeah.
can move around and do other things. That stick is just there in the pot.
Yeah, I mean, he could use the stick part, but will palms ever come back to it? Like if I leave it out in the summer, will it just like floof again? Or am I just like fucking with it? Am I watering nothing? Or
I mean, you said a year so far, so I mean, but we need to have another conversation because did you just get that tattoo here?
I got it in November and
Okay.
it hell.
So we
I'm full of regrets.
kind of twinsies here.
Shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I know I got it. I got it because I thoroughly enjoy and love the show Supernatural. Can that be
Yes.
the same said for you?
Yes. Who is your favorite?
Oh, don't give me. It's like choosing mature in here, man. You can't give me pick my favorite one. Well, I'll tell you the one I'm most interested in.
Okay.
I'm interested in Dean, and
No.
I know them as Dean and Sam. I know they got real life names or whatever, but that's just what I choose to identify them as. And
Okay.
I say I'm more interested in him because he is going to be in season 3 of The Boys.
Yes.
So I'm interested to see, because I've only seen him for the past 15 seasons of this show as this one character. So I'm more interested to see him as something totally different from what I'm used to seeing.
Have you watched Walker?
Yeah, I watched the first 2 episodes so far, and it's just like it's starting to grow on me a little bit. And it's like it's Sam. It's just it's not Walker or who he's portraying. It's Sam.
Yeah, it is.
He still got his little tropes and everything. He do the little thing with his mouth or whatever. I don't know what that is, but I noticed it.
I don't like it, but I fell asleep during the first episode.
Mm.
In my heart, I know it's going to get canceled. And I know the ratings are only going to be there because the people are coming over from Supernatural just to see Jared Padalecki.
Yeah.
But I'm only there for Kobe Bell now. I was like, that's the fucking guy from Burn Notice.
Yeah.
All right, I'm staying.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just like, Jared, go away. I'm here to see Kobe Bell.
Mm-hmm. And then you talk about Burn Notice, which has some ties to your boy Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
See, so, I mean, we touching all the bases or whatever. I've been paying attention and whatnot. Because I mean, you talking about did you like the new series that they came out with on what it was, I think Showtime or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is better than the movies. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, well, yeah, because I mean, we have the benefit of hindsight now.
Yes.
We have all the old material here, and it's like, we got
And you
all.
don't need the movies to watch the show, which is good.
Yeah.
Like they touch on the movies and they do the flashbacks. And I'm just like, if you're a newcomer to the show, you don't need the movies because they'll recap it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, my friends are like, I've never seen the movie. You don't need it. They'll recap it and they'll show scenes from it. So you don't need the movies. Just enjoy it for what it is.
And then like The Evil Dead 2 was nothing but like almost a remake of the first one anyway, wasn't it?
No, it starts off right at the end of the first one.
All right, yeah. Because the one I'm more familiar with is Army of Darkness, so.
Yeah. Army of Darkness was the best one, in my opinion.
It was the very first one that I saw. I had to go back and watch those other ones, and I was just like, I'd rather this one.
Yeah. And that's all the posters in my room are just Army of Darkness.
Mm-hmm. But the remake they did, the reimagining, if you will, did you?
No.
Well, I thought it looked good visually. I like the effects and everything, whatever. But I don't know. I think I still like Army of Darkness better.
Yes, as you should. The correct way.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's just we just so many things that's just hitting off each other, whatever. When I saw the tattoo though, I was just like, oh yeah, we need to talk about all the things and whatnot. I'm trying to remember them off the top of my head. I can remember more scenes and instances in the show than titles and anything. But what is your top 3 episodes of Supernatural, if you can remember?
Fan fiction.
Oh,
when they did like the musical.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, now you're making me forget episode names. What have you done? When they did like the reverse, like they met Misha and they were like, what the fuck kind of name is Misha?
Oh yeah, when it was like meeting their real life characters and stuff. The people I remember that.
He's like, what the fuck's in your backyard? Is that a horse? And they're like, it's an alpaca. Wow, you're a fucking idiot in both worlds, huh?
All right, so that's 2. You got one more.
Oh my god. Okay, any episode with John Winchester because he's my favorite.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. Did you like when they brought him back at the like in the later at the end or whatever? Oh man, that tore me up inside. Because his mom the mom was back too, then he was there, and I was like, oh.
I was so sad. But the bloopers were even funnier. Did you see the bloopers?
Oh no, I didn't know they had any. I'm gonna have to go back and check that out.
Oh my god. When they smashed the pearl, Jared went to smash it, and instead of it like just smashing to bits, it flew off the table and it hit Jeffrey Dean Morgan in the crotch. And he just like fell over. He was like, oh my god, the dick. And he fell on the floor.
Oh man. And that whole thing about him coming back too, because it was like right during The Walking Dead too, and it's like, wow, I haven't seen anything like this in a long time or whatever.
Yeah,
it's more like it was almost like that thing they did on the CW with the Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever. I don't know if you watch any of those shows, but they had the Flash from the Justice League movie meet the Flash on the TV show, and I was just like, oh, they're crossing shit over. So it's just, I don't know. It's a great time for fans of these mediums and everything, like the supernatural cult that we are. Matter of fact, I had my supernatural shirt on yesterday. Just not even
Yeah.
thinking about, I just pulled the shirt out of the closet, and that's just what it was, and that's what I wore yesterday. You know, so and
I love the way men get dressed like with no fucking care in the world.
I mean, I was in the military, so I wore the same thing every day for 16 years. So it's just like, just put stuff on.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, y'all got so much pressure on y'all because I mean, it's just you got all these accessories and everything, and all
We
this
just
stuff.
want to look nice for y'all. And then y'all don't really care.
Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. See, I mean, I got my daggone supernatural-esque jacket on now, so
I know it does look like Dean's jacket.
and I unwittingly, I didn't even think about it that way until you said something. So now this is my Dean jacket.
Yeah. See, you're all ready to cosplay.
I win.
You do.
I'm gonna have to send it to you because I was thinking about it the other day.
Now we got to go to a con together now. I have a Dawn cosplay.
There he is. There it is. I mean,
We're ready. We're also
whenever we kind of get normal, whatever, we start going out normally.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm down with that.
I was supposed to host a in Pennsylvania. We were hosting a supernatural like con, but it was like you go overnight and you stay in these cabins.
Oh, it's already creepy.
Hunts. So like someone would go out dressed as like this demon or that, and then we would have to organize like the hunt. So you would have to go out as like your separate groups of like Dean and Sam and whatever, or you could be original characters or whatever. But I was John because like I do drag and stuff like that. So I have like a full John get up, like put my hair up and everything else. And I have like a wig and beard and everything. So like the whole 9 yards of being John Winchester. And we would just organize these hunts. And then at the end of the night, just go back, hang out, do whatever. And it was gonna be super cool. And then COVID was like, nah, bitch.
Same thing for me because with the podcast and everything, I just started to get into doing conventions and everything. It was something that I never really experienced before, edgewise anyway. And like 2019 going into 2020, I was hitting them all. I went to New Jersey and did a couple and just was trying to get out there and do these things. And I'll take my kids to some of them too. And then I had all of 2020 lined up, ready and primed to go. I had my itineraries and everything. Bought plane tickets. I was going to WrestleMania that year too. And it was like, nah, player. Yeah.
Fuck. That is the worst.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I guess some good came of it or whatever, because once everything kind of slowed down and stopped, had time to reflect and everything. Like even this office that I'm sitting in right here is a product of the shutdown. It's just I got bored. Me and my wife got an argument. I was like, I have no place to hide, so I built a room in the garage. So here I am with this room.
Mine was going out and getting more pets.
More pets?
Yep.
Okay, so you say more pets. So what was the baseline? Where did you start at? What was the number we started with and where we sitting at now?
I had 2.
Okay, so that's manageable.
No, I had 3.
Okay, so now we're in danger territory because you don't even remember how many you started with. All right, so possibly 3 you started with.
I had 3.
Now we losing them. What the hell? Okay, so we started with 2, possibly 3, but we're gonna say 2. So what are we sitting at now? Minus the stick. The stick don't count.
My stick. My stick, though. Okay, so now we have 4.
Okay, this is okay. I guess that's okay.
Okay, soon to be 6.
Whoa, hold on. So that's a leap because you went from 4, which is like can be pairs, and then now we just jumping over 5 and going to 6. So
Because some are on pre-order. Some are eggs still.
so you hatchimals and stuff.
I'm hatching stuff.
You ain't got no Tamagotchi in that. Just little.
Yeah.
Just okay. So what do we have? Let me know. Break them down because we got eggs. We hatching dinosaurs and shit. What do we have now?
Yes. So the one that we were hatching, that it took a very long time. So we procured our egg in April, and he hatched in August. So it was a while. It took a bit. So just like waiting for this egg, you're just like,
Was it a surprise egg or you knew what it was on the
No, I knew what it was. I knew what it was.
Okay.
So we were just kind of waiting. We're like, you coming out? Or
so while you waiting on this egg, you bought another egg.
Yeah, so we got 2 more eggs going on. So now I have a chameleon.
Okay.
And he is cute, and I love him very much, even though he ate an entire palm tree. And now I have a pet stick. And I also have a lovely gecko who sells me beautiful car insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was gonna go there too, but you said it.
Yeah, and I don't have a car, but he's doing his best. And the car insurance is lovely.
Okay.
So, and now I have my Halloween costume for this year, which will be Flo. So yay.
Okay. So you got a chameleon, a gecko. That's 2 of the 6. What are the other 4?
I also have an iguana.
Okay. So you got a whole bunch of lizards going on. You trying to get
I've had my iguana since 2007. What am I talking about? Since 2007.
Okay. So that's the elder statesman then. All right.
Yeah. I've had him since since high school. Mm-hmm. So he used to go to high school with me, and he was there at my graduation.
Word. Did he get a diploma too?
I got him a little tiny one.
Very well.
So yeah.
I would have. You lost so many points if you didn't get him one. He went to
my
school.
My math teacher made him a little one, so I did get him. I did get him one, and he was very cute. So he was also there for me at my college, and we did an MTV show together too. So, he's been all over the grid, and we wrestled together. So yay.
What was his finish?
I could throw him at people and he would attack.
Very well. All right.
Yes.
So we got an iguana, we got a chameleon, we got a gecko, and what else?
So I will be getting so he's still waiting to be hatched.
Okay.
But I will be getting an Asian water monitor, and they grow to be about 6 to 12 feet.
Is that a snake?
Nope.
What is that?
It's the smallest legal lizard you can own that is not a Komodo dragon.
Oh, okay. All right.
But it's like a couple feet smaller than a Komodo dragon. But I've held Komodo dragons before, even though I didn't know I wasn't supposed to.
Well, you're lucky he let you hold him. There you go.
He was friendly to me, probably because I put off mom lizard vibes.
Yeah, I was about to say he probably smelled the pheromones from the other ones or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of us.
See, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to hold it, but if I wasn't supposed to hold it, why did the aquarium only have that much of fence. Like, that's not my fault.
No.
Fence it in better. Like,
I'll put up a sign. There you go.
yeah, like put up a no hugs. Like, the fuck?
Did you get a picture?
Yeah.
All right, okay, because I'm about to say it didn't happen if you didn't get a picture.
Yeah. Like, the fuck? Like,
And then, yeah. Oh, really? I didn't get a picture, right?
yeah, like fucking. So I was like looking down, and I'm like, he came over, and he's like darting his little tongue at me, and he's looking up at me, and I'm like, hi. So I like scooped him, and I'm like, and then he like licked me in the face because they got like a little snake tongue like that, and he put his tongue on me, it like that. And he's like slurp, and I'm like, my fucking face hurts. So they have like this little poison in their tongue that paralyzes you, but whatever, I don't care.
Fuck it, right? Whatever. YOLO.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, my fucking face. Like after a while, I was like, oh shit, my face hurts. I don't care. So I'm holding him. I'm like looking at my boyfriend at the time, and I'm like, look at this fucking baby I got. Look at him. I love him. I'm taking this with me. And he's like, no, I'll get you a plushie at the gift shop.
So,
and I'm like,
and I noticed in your speak, he's like boyfriend at the time, because of that incident, he ain't here no more. He's like, you wouldn't let me get the lizard, goddamn it.
I could tell you the real reason he's not here no more.
Well, very well. I mean, if you feel comfortable divulging, I'm all ears.
This boy cheated on me 4 times.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
And twice with his sister.
Oh.
And before you ask, yes, he was white.
Okay. All right. Very well. I mean, I thought it was implied, but I mean, you verified it for me.
Yep.
So, is it like when
I moved to America, they said beware of white boys, and I said, nah, that's not true. And then it was true.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You say his sister, whatever. Is it like in the comical sense, like how we watching on TV now? It's like, hey, step bro, what are you doing, or something like? Oh, so we Game of Thrones brother and sister. All right.
It was his older sister, and I knew he was cheating on me. So I went through his phone. I was like, give me your fucking phone. And then I went through his phone, and I'm looking at these fucking lewds, him in the shower with some fucking hoe. And I'm like, Ricky, who the fuck is this slut? Why you in the shower naked with her? And he's like, that's my sister. And I'm like, that don't make it better.
Yeah. I just listened to you use like when you come to America or whatever, but you using a lot of American slang right now, like, who is this hoe or whatnot? You get very Americanized on us.
Yeah, but fucker. So I'm like, well, who the fuck took these pictures? And fucking like, and he's like, my mom. And I'm like, what?
I mean, that sounds like a cry for help.
Your mom took these photos. The fuck?
Well, interesting story. Very intriguing situation. But so we got a chameleon, a gecko, a iguana, a big dragon lizard thing. What's the 5th one?
I would like another chameleon. It's called Jackson's chameleon, and then it has 3 horns like a triceratops.
Okay, yeah, I think I've seen one of those before. All right.
Yeah. So I need more lizards, if anything.
It's not like you need more space than lizards. Because they're gonna have to go somewhere. They're gonna need more palm trees to eat. I mean,
I would like to turn my whole basement into like a lizard place. I would just like to own Jurassic Park.
That sounds about right. But I don't know about them velociraptors or whatever. I mean, they kind of finicky or whatnot. I don't think you can scoop one of them up and give them a hug or nothing like that.
Bet?
Oh no, I'm not betting anything that'll put you in danger. So I'm gonna do none of that.
I'll hug anything.
I know. I seen you hug that stick earlier.
One time I was at the zoo and there's like an empty box, like a little empty terrarium. And I walked over to it and I was like, oh, that's fucking amazing. Look at this shit. This is so cool. And I started taking pictures of it and I got like other morons to come over and they were like, what's in there? And I'm like, you don't see that? Oh my God, you don't see that? Ish, look at that. They're like, what? Oh my God, I do see. Yeah. There was fucking nothing.
I don't know. So you have the uncanny charm and skill of being a woman.
The more amazed you look at something, the more people think there was something in there. And I'm like,
that's like those people that get on eBay and they sell those empty jars of air or whatever.
Yeah.
Or those packages of nothing, and people still buy them.
I really sold it to them that they were selling in that fucking empty stick thing. My boyfriend was like, what's in there? And I'm like, it's one of those stick bugs. There was fucking nothing in there. There was a stick in there. It was not a stick bug, but there was a stick.
So where did the fascination with the reptiles come from? Is that my prop? If I'm using the proper term,
I mean, I saw a giant iguana when I was a little kid, and I just really wanted it. And my mom was like, "No," and I was like,
"Makes me want it even more."
Yeah, and I was like, "Bet, you'll see one day. We're gonna see." And now she's seeing. And she's still scared, but I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes she just walking around the house, and I'll be like, "Bam!" throw it on her.
Oh, come on now! You just can't be throwing the lizards and stuff. You probably a terror as a daggone guest. I mean, I'm just sitting there chilling out, looking at some stuff, and lizard.
Yes, he does have free roam of the house because he's a good boy. Sometimes, not really. He's not really a good boy, but to me, he's a good boy.
So do they like have their own little section or whatever? Because I mean, I'm not too versed in the care of the animals and everything, but like I can remember a guy that I used to know. He had an iguana.
They can't hang out together, or they'll kill each other. But
makes sense.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll look at each other and try to fight. So I'll put like a barrier between cages. So, and then they find a way to look at each other anyways because they're jerks. And I'm like, I spent a lot of money on these barriers. Can you please, like,
behave?
Yeah, like fucking.
For me.
The fuck?
Please.
I'm like, yeah. So the iguana has like free roam, and I'm like, can you just obey like the laws set forth?
Well, I mean, like, he the oldest, and he's the most wise and educated in everything. So I mean,
I
feel like he know the best.
He's a smart boy. One time I went to like New Hampshire for the weekend, and I left on a Friday, and I came home on Sunday, and my mom came to get me, and she was like when I came to the front door, she was like, "Look, your iguana's gone." And I'm like, so I went in my room and I'm like crying, and I'm like, how could you let this happen? That was my son. I have nothing to live for. And I'm putting away stuff from my suitcase as I'm like crying. And I went to put my perfume bag on the shelf, and I'm like, dropped it. And I'm like, he's right here. He's on the shelf, on the fucking bookshelf, just sleeping. I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Go back in your fucking cave. What?
See, yeah, because your mom just probably popped open the door and didn't see it in the cage. It's like, this motherfucker's out. It's like, he gone. I ain't messing with none of that in there. Just
that's all she did. She was afraid of him. I only have like 2 pets she's not afraid of, and that's it for her. And I'm like, why?
So she don't like the iguana. So she like the other lizards or whatever.
No, she likes my chinchilla.
Okay, okay, yeah. So you didn't mention the chinchilla. We was just
Oh,
hitting off the reptiles and everything.
he's
Okay,
not reptile.
yeah. So all right. So you got categories of animals. God damn. All right. So are you making the chinchilla farm so you can make your nice chinchilla coat later on?
No, he's very old. So
What's his name?
his name is Elvis.
Hold on. I'm trying to a chinchilla. All right, that makes sense. A chinchilla named Elvis. I got it. Because I mean, yeah, all right, cool. I got you.
Okay, so he stands like that and then he wiggles, but he
Okay.
also winks.
I'm putting it together.
He'll also like look at you and then he'll be like,
Yes.
he'll like throw a little wink in there, and I'm like, oh, look
Right.
at you.
Okay. He
I'm like,
fits the moniker of Elvis. He's good.
yeah. I'm like, why are you so sassy? I'm like, okay. He also has a big wiener. I'm like, oh,
Okay. Good for him, I guess.
yeah, it's Diesel. I found out one day. I was like, I was looking, I was like typing one day, and I'm like on like webcam as you do when you're like in middle school, and I'm like, or high school. What the fuck am I talking? Middle school.
I was
I'm
like,
like,
that's an old ass chinchilla.
yeah, he is very old. So I'm like in high school, and I'm like do on webcam with my friends, and my friend's like, "What the hell's your chinchilla doing?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "He's got something in his hand." I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" He's like, "I don't know." What the fuck? So I went a little bit closer, and I'm like, "The fuck?" I'm like, so I learned about nature that day.
Yeah. Penis.
And I was like, Ma, get in here.
This thing is broken.
I'm like, what's my chinchilla doing?
Dear, it's not broken.
I was like, but it for a very round, puffy thing. It's very big.
Okay.
It's like half his body. So
God,
he's packed for any like lady chinchillas out there. He is packing.
right,
He's Diesel. He's Diesel.
Get him on the show.
So
See if we can get him a mate.
yeah. Well, he's very old now. So
Probably ain't thinking about it as much as he used to. I got you.
yeah. So he's like pushing 25 now.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So we just downgraded his extra large cage. He used to have like a 6-foot cage, and now he's in a little guinea pig cage that's like one.
Yeah, because he don't move around as much anymore, right?
Yeah, because so now it's like that tall, maybe. So he's got like one floor, like one jump. That's it. Yeah. I'm like, just so he don't hurt.
Size for his age, I guess.
Yeah, he's in like the senior care house now.
But he's like 25, but that's probably like 30 decades as a goddamn guinea pig.
Yeah, so now he's got like the one level.
It's a guinea pig, chinchilla. I don't want
to
miss.
He's in the guinea pig cage, yeah. So it's just like a longer setup, but it's one level, and then he's got like his little house, and he parked him in front of the TV. He's good, he's in his senior care home, and then he plays with the dog, so he's good.
All right, so that's the other one. So now we got the reptilian 5, we got the chinchilla, and we got the doggy. What kind of dog are we rocking with?
I have a schnauzer. And he's cool. He's chill.
I don't know. It's just like, all right, yeah, man, these lizards and the thing and the stuff, and then I got the chinchilla, got a big ass dick, and then I got a dog. He's here. He's just like walking around eating kibble and shit.
My dog has had 3 liens filed on our house because he attacks people.
Yeah.
My dog is a schnauzer, which is like a cute, fluffy thing. Mm. He's small, but he knows he's cute. And because he knows he's cute, like he's got like those floppy ears instead of like those pointy fucking burger ears. So I put sweaters on him, and I do design clothes. So I make him clothes. And I just got him a like houndstooth top so he could cosplay Trailer Park Boys. And I made him look like Ricky. So
None of that dog biting people. He's just trying to make me look like a human. We're gonna fight.
yeah. So my dog likes to do that thing that pit bulls do, where when they bite, they don't stop biting until their bottom teeth meet the top teeth.
Yeah, yeah.
And because my dog knows he's cute, he knows people will put their hands near him.
Oh, you got a double dog.
Yeah.
He's a crossroads demon. He had the crossroads like, yeah, we're gonna make this deal or what, baby? And we're gonna bite.
So he'll wag his tail and he'll be super pumped, super happy, and he'll be like, oh my god, yeah, pet me, pet me, pet me. And then you'll like see him wind down from like super happy pet me to, oh yeah, the hand's coming, chomp.
That's I mean, I got a pit bull as well. His freaking lazy ass is in the room sleep right now, and I swear to God, that's all he do. You get up, feed him, he'll gonna go outside, use the restroom, come back in, flop on the bed, sleep.
I've never pit bull ever. I've never seen a mean pit bull.
Except for yours.
I've never.
I wouldn't say he's mean. I wouldn't say he's mean. He's just mischievous, deceitful.
I don't have a pit bull.
Oh, I thought you said a pit bull.
It acts like he wants to be.
I don't know where my mind. You said pet, fucking my brain up.
It's a schnauzer. It's a schnauzer.
Schnauzer.
But he does like pit bulls bite in the way that.
All right, yeah. So that's why I got confused.
The jaws touch. But no other dog does that jaws touch thing. Like the teeth have to meet no matter what. But other dogs can just let go for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not a science, but fucking, I've never ever met a mean pit bull ever. And they're all so sweet and so cute. And they do that cute fucking giant smile. Mm-hmm. And then my dog is like the fucking devil. And I'm like, please stop biting people. Why are you the way you are? Why do you trick people into like putting their hands
in this way? You put me in sweaters.
He looks like when Matt Stryker used to wear fucking sweaters.
Oh, the freaking with the okay.
The little Argyle sweaters. I'm like,
That was extra weird because he used to wear that with the just the bikini trunks. So I was like, come on, player. It's either one. You wearing pants with that top. You ain't.
I love it though. It looks adorable. It looks so cute. He looks so cute in it though. Like he's got like his little floppy ears and then his little fucking Argyle sweaters and his little arms hanging out of it. I'm like, oh, little cut off Argyle sweater. I'm like, precious.
And he's just sitting there with the smile like, I'm gonna bite the shit out of somebody in the face.
Yes.
Just wait. Just wait.
I made him a lobster.
Me, I got you. I said I won't do you anything because you feed me. But
yes, I gave him an entire tomato today.
Whoa! How do you take that?
He loves it.
Like a big one or like one of the little salad ones?
No, like a diesel.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. We all right, Mrs. Doolittle, with your farm of animals and everything or whatever. We covered a lot of that, but you got into professional wrestling. About how long had you been doing that, or have you been doing that?
Oh my God, since like.
What came first, the lizard or the wrestling?
The lizards came first, and then they they joined me in professional wrestling, and then they'll be joining me again soon.
Okay.
Like in a couple weeks, we'll be doing more promo shots for a new character because I work so fucking hard.
Yeah.
So when I started wrestling, I ended up being, I was always like one of two girls, and then I always ended up being the only girl working. And then I was like, fuck it, I'll do two things in one night, and then I'll just toss a wig on and people won't know it's me. I'll just go back and I'll change my hair, change my clothes, I'll change my makeup. Just give me like a half hour and I'll change everything about me, and people won't know it's me. But there wasn't a lot of internet in those days, so you can at least keep like a slight amount of kayfabe.
Yeah.
And now you can't. So I don't give a shit if people know that. I don't care. You can't keep it alive. I don't give a shit anymore. So no, it's me. I don't care. Whatever. The only part you're really keeping it alive for in person is for the kids. So who cares? I can do that. I could do this, and then I can go out and say hi to everyone, and then I can change and I can go back out and say hi to all the kids and then change again. Hello, children, I'm back. It's me.
Doing cosplay before the cosplay.
Yeah, like it's very easy for me, like especially like as a professional performer in cosplay for like the past 7 years, I can do quick changes very easily, and it's not hard. I don't care. Like what anyone tells you, it's not fucking hard, and I can do it. So like I'm the hardest working chick you'll fucking find. I'll like other people will bitch like, oh, I don't want to do two things in one night. I don't want to work twice in one night. What, like it's not fucking hard. Like put in the work effort.
Work?
Like yeah, like you're there to work. Like if you're working like once a week or twice a week, put the fucking effort in. Like it's not hard. Like even if you're working every day a week, just put the fucking effort in. Like it's not hard to put the effort in. What are you doing all day long until you put that effort in for 15 minutes, a half hour? It's not hard. Like it's just not.
Okay. And not a lot of people had that mentality or whatever. So good on you for that.
Yeah, like I was trained by like a ton of veterans and then people who came up in like fucking before the 80s. Like I got chances to sit down with people like Dusty Rhodes and people before him even, and I've gotten kicked out of Olive Gardens with Ox Baker, and you get to listen to people screaming at the top of their lungs their experiences and how hard it was for them, and you're like just kind of staring, like taking it all in, and you're like, I'm a little bit scared right now, but I'm also listening. And when you actually get that opportunity, you should be listening. Hopefully, a lot of people don't. Like in my experience, people will come in and they'll see somebody who's a very long time veteran, not like I don't even have an example, but
yeah,
like to not like disrespect someone who's been there for like 50 years, but someone who's been there for generations and generations, and be like, yo, I'm this motherfucker, and you're my shit. I just started like fucking yesterday, and this is my name, and I don't even know you. Like where the fuck do you get your audacity? Like number one, like you ain't shit because you started yesterday. Number one, you started yesterday. I guarantee you're gonna be nobody. Like I know for a fact you're gonna be nobody. You're gonna stay nobody. You're always gonna be nobody. Like with that attitude, everyone knows you're gonna be nobody. Like you can like go back out the door you came and never come back. If that's gonna be your attitude for people who worked decades and decades, you can fuck right off. Like that's not cool. That's not okay. Like you need to learn respect before you like who the fuck raised you? Like
yeah, I was gonna say that exactly.
like,
I was gonna say the exact same thing. It's just upbringing and everything. Because I mean,
yeah, like
it doesn't matter if it's the realm of professional wrestling. I mean, regardless of whatever the profession is, or just human shit. Period. You respect. Your elders.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not the
Unless they're
fucking
being the asshole, then that's something different. But
yeah.
you don't be the asshole. You don't be the aggressor.
You want to know some shit?
I want to know all the shit. Tell me.
So fucking until like I want to say like Sunday, this guy I worked a show with back about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. He was really pissed off with me after I valeted for him and another girl. We both valeted for him. And he was like, well, you guys fucked up because I wanted you both to twirl when you got in the ring. And you didn't twirl. You like did. Yeah, I'm like, okay, Michael Scott. The twirl wasn't it. Like, the twirl wasn't cool. We did something better anyway. I'm like number one, there was no space to twirl, and we did something sexier anyway. Like,
yeah, I mean, if the improvisation is better than the original plan, then you can't be mad at that.
Yeah, there was no space to fucking twirl, and we did something sexier. So instead of the twirl, where there's no space to do so, we threw our leg over his hip and just like leaned back. So it was like way sexier.
I got you.
Yeah, because there's no fucking space to twirl, Michael Scott. And he had gone to like every person in the room and was like, do you think this twirl would be super hot? And everyone was like, don't do the twirl. Okay. And dear Michael Scott, everyone told you not to do the twirl anyway. Like, so he got on my Facebook and was messaging me and was like, how come you don't think I'm attractive? And I'm like, here we go. Here we fucking go. So I spent like.
So did you pull out the list and was like, all right, number one?
I was like, number one, the twirl was not it. And we did something better. And like number three, I'm not obligated to be attracted to you because you're fucking ass ugly. And he goes, how dare you speak to me that way? I am Joey fucking Janela. And I'm like, okay, I don't care who you are. And until Sunday, I always believed he was Joey Janela. Turns out this motherfucker was never Joey Janela.
Goddamn.
Y'all, I'm like, so you had me thinking for like the past fucking 5 years. So whenever I like turned on AEW, I thought you were this motherfucker. Turns out you were fucking nobody. I was like, look at this bitch fucking made it in life. But I'm like,
wait a minute.
Yeah. And then I'm still friends with the girl. So I asked her and I was like, can you believe this motherfucker made it in life? And she's like, what do you mean? That's not him. And I'm like, And she's like, yeah, he works at Staples now. And I'm like, huh?
Oh, really, even better.
I'm like, what you mean he works at Staples? And she's like, yeah, he quit wrestling because he got so much heat on him for being a nasty asshole to everybody. And I'm like, bruh, he told me he was Joey. And she's like, He tells everyone that and hopes he gets away with it because they have the same haircut. And I'm like, bro. I'm like, I did not know because I was still so green at the time. I just kind of went with it because I didn't know. I was like, oh, fucking asshole. I'm like, that's how disrespectful these fucking assholes are. They'll just take someone's fucking name and run with it. And I'm like, bro, how the fuck you get away with this shit?
Yeah.
Like, you just drag someone's name through like nothing. Like, who knows who else he told that shit to?
Yeah.
Because she said, like, he just tells people that shit. Like, you just fucking he don't know that shit. Like, you're just out there dragging ass for no reason. Like, and I'm like, I know this shit happens all the time. I'm like, I've had it happen where people are like, yeah, this is my name. And I'm like, your Facebook don't say that shit. I'm like, that's not your name because I can see by your Facebook that that's not your fucking name. Or people will be like, yeah, I'm just incredible. And I'm like, do you want me to text him? And I'll ask him if that's really him right now texting me. And they're like, no, I'm so sorry. I'm not. And I'm like,
Going for the okie doke.
okay. I'm like, you wanna step back with that bullshit? Or you could. They're like, no, I'm good. I'm so sorry. Don't tell him. I'm like, okay. You cut that shit out now, or someone's about to be banned from Facebook.
So another thing that I've been seeing, just going through your Instagram and everything, you've been playing a lot of what was that? Not Left 4 Dead. 7 Days to Die, I think.
Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, Dead by Daylight. One of them things. I just the latest one I just seen, whatever, was hilarious to me. I guess you was reviving somebody and just rubbing booty.
That was the best. I played that and The Last of Us.
It, that game though is, from what you've been posting, whatever, you've been having a lot of technical errors with that thing. You just people floating through walls and shit and spinning around and all kind of crazy crap.
I just had the best error on The Last of Us that I haven't posted yet. I got Abby to have 3 arms. I don't know how it happened, but I fell through a roof and then she popped back up and had 3 arms, and I was like, oh, what the fuck?
So are you playing on console or PC? I imagine
console.
Oh, okay. Because I never really known just the console to be having errors like that or whatever. I mean, that seems more like a PC thing or whatever. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but it's just
PC is garbage.
Ooh, barbs.
PS4 is where it's at.
Okay. You're not upgrading to the 5?
No.
Fair way.
PS4 is where it's at.
PS4 evermore. There you go.
Yes.
Bars.
I would never buy a first gen console. But also, they only come out with new consoles when I buy
the previous one.
Yes. The second I bought a PS4, they came out with the 5, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, I mean, when 6 come out, you'd be good to go then.
Yeah. So y'all can expect PS6 when I buy PS5. So stay tuned for when I buy a PS5. That's when you can expect the 6 to come out.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the only 2 games that you're streaming right now, or what else you got in your catalog there?
I have Ghostbusters remastered. No one's ever played it but me, apparently. But whenever I tell someone there's a Ghostbusters game, they're like, oh.
Yeah, it just kind of flew under the radar or whatever. I know of one, but I forgot about it until just now when you said something. I was like, oh, they did do that.
So I have it, and I'll eventually stream it. I'm gonna finish streaming The Last of Us Part 2, maybe tonight or tomorrow, whenever. I was gonna stream it last night, but then my friend was like, my mom died, and I was like, that's probably not the content for tonight then.
Yeah.
So I didn't stream it. I was like, fuck it. I'll stream nothing. I was like, all my games are death stuff, so I'm gonna not stream anything. So then I just watched Trailer Park Boys and did nothing with my life. I worked on my art and then I did nothing. So tonight I'll stream something.
I mean,
I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, I know. So I mean, when you do have those lulls or whatever, you just have like free time or whatever. I mean, what are
Yeah,
you
so I
most
just
doing,
worked on
though?
some art and then did nothing.
Oh, okay.
Which I guess is doing something because I'll eventually like open up my Etsy for art and man.
So the hand, the thing, Adam's Family joint look like thing or whatever. Did you make that or did you buy that?
It's originally from Spirit Halloween, but I painted it to look like a human hand. Me and my friend person thing.
Me and my mutual human, we did this
Me
thing.
and my mutual human, we cosplay Morticia and Gomez, but it also works for my gimmick to have a human hand.
Because from what I've seen, it's kind of like the Evil Dead joint or whatever. You just ain't
Yes.
no damn hand.
Yes. So it also works for that.
Mhm. Did you make your own Necronomicon?
I did. I have 3. I have 2 actual ones, and then I have 1 pink one.
So where does one acquire a Necronomicon? Is this
Um,
eBay sect that you have to get into, or
you'll be able to buy one in my Etsy shop event
oh, okay, cool.
because I make them, and you'll be able to get an actual one and a pink one.
So you doing them in different sizes, or are you doing like actual?
I could do them in different sizes, and I can make them in like an actual book, or like if smoking weed is your thing, you can also get them in little storage bins.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool to have like a little pocket notebook, little pocket Necronomicon. You flip over,
Yeah.
jot some notes down in and shit.
Yeah, if you want to like put some shit in there, you want to hide some stuff cuz ACAB, or if you want to like hide stuff from your wife because
Well, I just do. I put it in here. That's what I did this for.
either one,
Mhm.
wives or ACAB, you could put it in there.
So I mean, what since the world went on a halt or whatever, a lot of things is closed down and slowed down and everything, whatever. What do you miss most about just being out there and wild and free and everything?
Nothing.
Very well. I mean, you're more like me and everything. I mean, I
Yeah.
like being at home because
Comic Cons, I guess.
have you been to
But
like a no shit Comic Con like a San Diego or New York or anything like that?
yeah, I worked for New York Comic Con one year.
I
I
think.
got I got to like ring the bell at the stock exchange.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Because that was the goal for me since I started going to conventions. I want to go to either San Diego or New York Comic Con. And I think this would have been, well, not 2021, but 2020 was the year for me to do that. And once again, not playing. Hold on.
You have more luck going to New York Comic Con than you do San Diego.
Because the San Diego is the original, right?
Yeah, you need multiple computers to get into San Diego and phones.
Yeah, just trying to get in
Yeah,
line and get.
refreshing.
Yeah. So you sound like you're seasoned in the tactics or whatever. You the one
Yeah.
buying up all them daggone graphics cards and everything, so I can't get. I know it ain't you then, because you ain't even got a PlayStation 5, so you ain't buying shit.
My friend Ben has he has like a little what are those like bench tables, and then he has like all laptops set up all around them.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's like a table like that, and then there's all laptops set up all
Well,
around.
I need you to sick your schnauz on him, because he is the reason why I can't get some of the shit I'm trying to buy right now. God damn it.
Well, he has them all refreshing on like a timer, so they're all refreshing at once, and then one will ping when it hits like you can buy it,
Mhm.
and it'll ping, and then he'll run over to it and buy his ticket, because you can only buy it once at a time.
Yeah.
And then he'll buy his, and he'll buy his wife's or whatever, and it's only like the two of them, so he'll buy his ticket, he'll buy his wife's ticket, and that's it. Like he's not scalping.
Oh, okay. All right. I can
Yeah,
respect that.
so, but it's so hard to get in. Like sometimes he'll only get like one ticket, and that's it.
And then they'll be like, all right, so okay, best out of three. You better hope you.
Yep. And that's it. So
You can
like
do
it's that hard to get in.
you can do it Dark Knight style or whatever. You can break the pool stick in half, throw it in the middle. It's like, all right, whoever wins, they get the ticket.
So I know some people who like they'll share it. So like one person will wait outside, and then you'll go in, and then you'll come back out. Send the other person.
Shit, I mean, that's not even bad either. I mean, because I mean, it's all day, all weekend, and everything like that. So I mean,
Like one person chills at the hotel room while you go, and then the next day you go.
hot tag. There it is. Going there, and ball of fire. All right, I got
Like,
so much time. I got to get in there and go.
I think we went in 2019. Me and my friend and like one other friend, and like we got off the train, and it was like my friend's first time in New York City, and I was like, don't get excited yet, because you're gonna see how bad New York City is. Don't get like you're like I don't know, like that thing white girls do where they're like, I'm in the city, and like don't do it. You're gonna get like disheartened
Your
real quick.
expectations are gonna get shattered.
Yeah. And she's like, why not? I'm like really excited to be here. I'm like, my girl, just hold on 1 minute. Like just chill. I know. Just hold it. So we step out. We step out of the Grand Central. And I'm like, okay, look down at the ground. And she's like, why? And then she looks. She's looking down at the floor, or the ground as they call it when you're outdoors. And she's looking down, and there's a big log of human shit. And she's like, oh, I hate it here. And I'm like, see? I'm like, let's go, honey. Let's go get our Uber.
Yeah, I've been to New York once. I went for WrestleMania, the New York, New Jersey one. They just most recently had where Kofi won. And I was there, and that was my first time in New York. And it's not too far off from what you were saying or whatever. But it was just like I took an Uber to meet some friends down around Times Square, Times Square, and it scared the shit out of me because I've always been in bigger cities. Well, not that New York is not big, but like as far as the traffic system is bigger, so there's more room to maneuver and shit. But there in New York, the roads are like this big, and the dude that drove me there in the Uber was just like, yeah, just whipping through, and I'm like, holy shit! And I'm texting people. I was like, if I don't make it back, tell my mama I love her. You know, it's just it was so unnerving because he was coming so close to these cars, just whipping through there. Like, and he was a pro. He's a professional. He's a
If you
true.
don't move, you die.
I know
If you don't move,
somebody
you're
could
gonna
have
be
just
stuck
opened
there.
their door trying to get out of the car, and we would have just took it with us. You know, this shit was scary.
Like when we were walking, I was like, I took my ex there one time, and we were walking, and I'm like, you don't be at the rules of the road. Like, what are you doing? Stopping in the road. Like, fucking move. Like, fuck it.
Mhm.
What are you doing? I'm like, just because the fucking light doesn't tell you to go, you just go anyway. Like, fucking move. You're gonna die. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I seen a rat that looked like a cat, so that was cool. I seen
Known
the
to feed rats in the subway.
freaking Back to the Future DeLorean just parked on the street, so that was cool. Smelled like fresh urine, so that was awesome, I guess.
Yeah, that's typical.
Got me a
If you
slice
don't
of
smell fresh urine, you're not in New York.
yeah, got me a slice of authentic New York pizza.
Sabaros.
I don't know. I was like, I'm in New York. I need a slice of pizza. Ah, you're open. Let me get that. I was like, it wasn't even hot all the way. I was just like, fuck it. I got a piece. I'm good.
Yes. Every street corner, there's weed.
And then I tried to ride the bus, and that was a horrible experience because the bus never came. So I had to pay 30 something dollars for a goddamn Uber. So that night I paid almost $70 to ride in the Uber. And that was like 30 something in and 30 something out.
Oof.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck this couch. Because that's why I was gonna take the train. I mean, not the train, the bus. The bus was like $7. I was like, okay, I could do this. But the bus never came.
Why don't you take the train?
I didn't know how none of that shit worked. I was
Oh,
scared. I was afraid.
okay. For next time, use Google on your phone,
Mhm.
and it tells you how to use the train.
Mhm. I'll,
Switch it to train mode.
I'll be thoroughly prepared the next time because when I went that time, it was just like on a whim. I had no
Switch
plan.
it to train mode, and it will tell you how to use the train.
Word.
It'll
Why you
change
didn't
it.
tell me this the last time, you motherfucker?
All right, go look on your phone now.
Oh, we're gonna do it now. It's
Yeah,
tutorial time, everyone.
I'll teach you.
Okay, I'm on my phone.
So, like, just pretend you're in New York. Like, type something in.
What in the maps or
Yeah,
okay?
just type like whatever in there.
All right. New York. Boom. We in there. Oh, hey, hello, New York. How are you? All right, I'm in here.
Okay, type like a direction to and from.
Okay, so I'm gonna press Times Square. And you think my Wi-Fi will be better in here? So I'm gonna do. Hey, man, I don't want to drive from Houston to Times Square.
Switch the from to something else.
All right, to Times Square. Do I don't know Empire State Building. That is not far at all, but shit, I could have walked that. But anyway, we doing the experiment. All right, so I got from Times Square to the Empire State Building.
All right, now you just see train.
Aha. Okay.
And then hit like go or whatever.
Yeah, see, they got the little. All right, I got the. Yeah, this would have been. This would have been very helpful.
Yeah,
One,
it gives you the color and everything.
this would have been helpful in two instances. If I was sober, and I just like, I was in New York for the first time and I didn't give a fuck. So whatever. But now I know I am educated.
You get your Metro Pass with like unlimited, which I think is like $30.
Hell
So
yeah.
if you fuck it up, it's unlimited. So who cares?
Hell yeah. And I have just been educated. So now I know. I'm gonna go back just so I can ride the goddamn subway. I ain't gonna do shit else. I'm gonna get off the plane. I'm gonna get on the subway. I'm gonna ride that bitch and I'm gonna get back on the plane and go home.
Yup.
Like I did it.
Nailed it. Now you
To
know.
an iguana, a chinchilla, and a mean ass dog,
And a gecko.
and a gecko, and a freaking. I'm surprised you ain't got a salamander or some shit like that.
I mean, that's a very basic pet.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Sitting here with your pinky out and everything. The basic goddamn salamander.
I had salamander when I was little.
Yes, but I have since grown into the woman you see now. Salamanders are not in my pool.
They're cute though. They just
It's not on your
they're
level anymore. It's just not just there's levels to the shit, and the salamanders down here, you up here in the higher echelon. I understand. You know, I
I
explain
also
to you.
have a colony of roaches.
A what?
Roaches.
Like the hissing ones?
No. They're fancy from Dubai.
You, so you want to have roaches in your residence?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 50 of them.
In a box.
Yes.
Yeah. I will hope so. I hope you don't let them free roam like the freaking.
No.
I mean, are they pets or do you feed them to the other ones?
I feed them to stuff.
Oh, okay. All right.
But they are cute.
Nope. Oh, if you say so. Ant-Man has a girlfriend.
I love Ant-Man.
Okay.
I like when the little antlers are like,
Okay.
or feelers, not antlers. What the fuck?
It's too much. I don't even want to get close enough to understand which one's a which.
They're not harming anything. They're not like the destructive, like I don't know, ghetto.
I guess I wasn't raised around that, so I wouldn't know.
They're not like those people. They don't invade.
Yeah.
They don't infest. They don't cause like infestations. They're not like an infesting roach.
Okay. They're food roaches.
One time I went to my friend's house, like in the deep, like Skid Row area, and I was like, "Girl, there's fucking roach everywhere." I'm like, "Do you see this shit? Cause fucking, you just gonna ignore me? Okay." And it was nasty.
It's
but
just like the roaches is like, mind your business. I'm doing my own thing. You just
like,
do your.
I was like, "Ooh, that one gave me the finger," but okay. And mine are like special from Dubai, and they fancy.
Yeah, very. They stick their pinkies out too.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck them salamanders. We fancy roaches.
They're very cute. They're to themselves. They're very cleanly.
Okay.
They don't smell. They eat fancy. I take care of them. They eat veggies.
So you feed them to something else.
Yeah.
So what do they eat?
Fancy.
Oh, very well. So their food stick their pinky out while they stick their pinky out, and they stick their pinky out when they get ate.
Yep. So last night I gave them a cucumber salad with a side of carrots and a mango sauce.
That is fancy. I think that's too fancy for me. I don't think I can. I wouldn't even know what to do with that. I was like, what?
I have a baby bullet, so I made them a pureed mango sauce, fresh, and then I made them a cucumber salad.
So you love your animals. I tell you what,
I know.
You feeding the food, the top food. So oh man, this is Inception.
You are what you eat. So what you eat has to eat nice.
Yeah.
And I like to keep the food in, nice living conditions. They also have like their own space heater.
So
and they have igloo to live in.
So much prep and time and care put into all these animals and everything, the feeding and all the stuff like that.
Yeah.
How was you eating? How are you? Are you okay? Are these animals holding you hostage? Are you their slave?
Last night for dinner, I had a cup of Hawaiian punch and a Pop-Tart.
Did you have your pinky out at least?
No.
Oh, come on.
I had a cup of Hawaiian punch and a Pop-Tart while I watched AEW.
Come on, we gotta do better. We gotta do better. But
and then I texted the guy, I'm hungry.
Please.
And he sent back.
I fed all
and then
I fed all my food to the roaches so I could feed them to the lizards.
I don't like fruit or veggies.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's okay. I won't slight you for that.
Yeah, they nasty.
So speaking of, you sitting there watching AEW and everything, what right now currently in professional wrestling has you excited?
I like that women are actually a thing that people care about.
Okay.
Because it didn't used to always be that way. It never was that way until recently.
Mm-hmm. I can agree.
I stopped watching wrestling after one of my friends got fired. And I was like, I hate this. I hate it here. And then I stopped everything was like the same thing over and over again. And I was like, I can't watch this shit no more. I need a fucking break. And then I wasn't wrestling anymore. I got discouraged from everything. It was like my trainer abandoned me. And I was like, fuck. It's like he went off to do his own shit. And I was discouraged as fuck. I was like, fuck it. I got nothing else to do. No one's booking chicks anymore. I got nothing to do. There's nothing going on. Fuck it. I'll go start a children's charity. Mm-hmm. So I did.
Well, shit, hell, that's a hell of a undertaking there.
Yeah. So I spent up until 2020 because they were like, fuck you.
Yeah.
The pandemic was like, nah, I don't care what you're doing. So up until 2020 or 2018 really, I started a children's charity and I have been doing that, and that's it. And I decided that I was going to come back to wrestling because people care about women now, and you actually don't have to look like a prostitute anymore to get any kind of recognition, which is cool. Yeah. Yay, chicks are interesting now, and you can look interesting and you can be interesting. And when I was asking around and being shopped around as a viable TV interest, I was getting some notice with WWE. I had worked there twice and I was there 3 times, and I had worked for TNA twice or Impact twice. And I was talking to some of the guys there and I was like, hey, can you give me some tips and stuff? And a lot of the people were like, or a lot of the guys were like, why? I'm like, what do you mean why? Can you just help a bitch out? And they're like, well, you don't need talent. You just look really pretty. So off you go.
That's just some sour business right there or whatever. It's just,
yeah, they're like, you don't, they didn't mean any harm by it and they didn't mean anything by it. And they're just like, you don't need anything. You're pretty. That's all we're really looking for. Do you need anything else? I'm like, I was like,
but I want more.
Yeah, I'm just looking at them like, hello? Dude, can I get any kind of feedback? And they're like, do you want to brush your hair a little? And I'm like, what? Not like, yeah.
And then at that point, you just threw the lizard at him, right? You just
I've been working with my lizard since 2013 is like the earliest promo shots I found with him. But I know I've been like bringing him like to the ring and stuff before that. But my earliest dated promo shots I found of him were like with 2013 on the like label. But I think they're from earlier. I don't know. But I was like going through looking and I'm like, when's the promo shots from? And they're like from 2013. I'm like, feels earlier than that. But at least I have some kind of date on it. And I was like, hey, yay. But we're gonna bring it back. I'm working on stuff for him. So hey. We'll see some promo shots soon.
Oh,
some updated with some updated gear. So we don't just have generic blonde bitch in a leather dress being pretty and no characteristics, no anything, no sense of character. Because people are character, like girls, not people, but like girls can be characters now, and girls can be like cool and interesting and be someone specific. You don't just have like blonde girl number 2, blonde girl number 3, blonde girl 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like,
yeah. Because some of the ones that are standing out to me right now is like Havoc and Nevaeh at Impact, Abaddon at AEW.
I love Abaddon so much.
And who else? Su Young, who is now Susie and did some other character work. So I mean, that's an evolution of an older character, just making new stuff. So that's cool to see and everything.
Like when I got my 2 times at WWE, I remember that like as a kid, I'd love Natalya. Love her. Like,
and she's still there.
Yep. She was
waiting on you to come
like, oh no, she's not. I loved her so much. I had like my little tiny self had pictures of her everywhere in my room. She was my whole world. I just loved her so much. I was like, she's so cool. She's so pretty. She's so everything. I was like, she's beautiful. She's muscular. She's got personality. She's talented. Just everything in the world to me. Like, it was her and it was Beth Phoenix because she was like just
strong,
amazing. Yeah. Like, she was huge and muscular, and people were just like feared the fuck out of her. And I was like, she took on every single dude. And I was like, this is the chick. She's amazing. So those were my 2. And when I finally like got my shot at WWE a little bit, because I was only doing like some simple valet shit. And I was like, I finally saw her backstage and she didn't like me. And I went, all my stonks went, oh. And she just saw blonde girl and she went, nope. And I was like,
but I'm more than just blonde hair.
I know. And I was like, I'll dye my hair black if you like me.
You sitting there with hugging your Natalya poster like?
I was like, why do you hate me? And I was like, how? Then I had very quickly made friends with like a lot of the other girls backstage, like AJ Lee and oh my god, I always forget that cute Russian girl's name, Lana. And a lot of the girls were just like super really cool, and they like took me in immediately and were so nice. And like we're all just sitting there. I'm like, how come she doesn't like me? I'm like, what did I do to her? I'm like, I just said hi. I just walked up to her. I was gonna say hi. I was gonna introduce myself. I didn't get a chance. She just looked at me and she was like, "No, what I do wrong?" And they were like, "It's because you're blonde." And I'm like, "What? The fuck?" I didn't say that. I didn't say that because but my brain was like, "The fuck." I'm like, "What?" I'm like looking at like AJ like dead ass. I'm like, "What I do?" I'm like, I she didn't look busy, and I just approached a little bit, and she was like, "No." I'm like, "Sorry." Like I apologized and I walked away, but like, what I do? I was like, I didn't mean any disrespect. Like, sorry. He was like, "It's just because you're blonde. She doesn't talk to blonde girls, or she doesn't like blondes." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "There's blonde girls where Lana's blonde." Like, the fuck?
I don't know. It's because you was new. I don't know.
She just doesn't. She does not like blonde girls. Does not want blonde girls working there, and I'm like, it's intimidating to her. And I'm like, the fuck, like, like you're one of the most beautiful, talented people who could ever like you're like you are a fucking legend. You come from a dynasty of fucking legends. How could you ever be intimidated by something as simple as hair color? Like, the fuck?
It's probably part of. It's probably the system. That's
Yeah. And I'm like, at the time, I was only told that they were looking to replace one person, and that was not the person they were trying to replace.
Mhm.
It was Maurice. And I'm like, at the time, I had very strong features that resembled Maurice, and I was what they were looking for. And I'm like, I fucking love Maurice. I was like, I'm not trying to fucking replace like one of my favorites, but I'll shoot my shot. Whatever.
You shoot my shot.
I was like, whatever. I was only doing like Rosebud shit,
Mhm.
like when Adam Rose was a thing. We were only doing like that, go to the ring and party, whatever kind of thing. But I mean, I I wasn't there to like make bad blood with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, especially someone that as a child I was like, this is my fucking hero right now. And then you go and you find out someone don't like you, and you're like,
Yeah.
why?
Well, it's not you. It's not you. It's not you.
And then you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You go out there and you meet someone that was your childhood hero, and you're like, fuck, that sucks. And then you go home, you're like, Mom, guess who didn't like me? And you're like, who? You're like, guess who was a jerk? Guess who likes this? Guess who's this? Guess who's that? And then you're like, then you get to have like those really cool experiences where you're like, oh hey, I get to work with your dad. I get this, I got that. Like, and you get like really cool experiences you got to have, and you're like, you get like to meet, like I got to meet like the Uso like twins, and you're like, oh hey, I'm really good friends with your dad. Like, I saw your baby photos. Guess who got really drunk and showed me your baby photos? Because you get like those cool experiences where like, so I hung out with your dad, hung out with your mom, and like I saw all your fucking diaper pics, and you were such a cute baby, and your dad talks about you all day, and while everyone else was asking him wrestling wrestling questions, I was looking at
my boys. Hey, teach me how to do an arm bar. Look at my son do this arm bar.
Okay, I spent like an hour with this one guy, and he was getting like hounded by all these other like wrestlers in the room in backstage, and he's like, I don't want to talk about nothing wrestling right now. I'm getting ready for my match and I don't care. And I'm like, sorry, all these dudes are bothering me, man. Cause I don't bother veterans. Like, I know it's cool to go backstage and like just ask as much shit as you can, but some people are just not in the mood. Like, they don't care. Like, they've been doing this their whole life. They don't fucking want to talk about it anymore. They done. And then you get to sit next to someone and you're like, hey, how's it going? They're like, please don't ask me no more shit. I'm like, oh, I was just asking.
And that was kind of like this right here or whatever, because like I know you have done and do professional wrestling and everything, but there's so much more to you than that. So that's kind of why I didn't come out with it right out the gate and everything. And then I learned that you have a asylum of animals, and you feed your food, and all kinds of things. We both share a kinship with supernatural and all that stuff. You love cosplay. I mean, we got a whole bunch out of you besides the professional wrestling, and I appreciate you for your time this evening. But
that's how it is.
But like, it's time to put a pin in it, because I gotta go feed my roaches so I can go feed them to my lizards, and the dog can eat that too. So
my dog's never eaten a roach, although I'm sure he would.
Yeah, if it tried to pet him, you'd probably eat it.
I mean, he probably would eat a roach. He's eaten a cricket before.
But did you feed the cricket a vinaigrette salad? Oh. Okay, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Okay, the easiest way to find me on everything is to go to my Instagram at Kendo Stick Butcher and click on my link tree. Mm-hmm. And then first you would like to donate to Act Now to support anti-racism, and you can donate there. And then you can find protests and things to go to from there and do that safely with, your masks on and don't catch coronavirus, being anti-maskers. Go fuck yourself.
It's all right here. It's all on the link tree. I know it's probably got a light on there or whatever, but
yes.
Oh shit, I don't follow you on Twitter. I'm gonna fix that right now.
The only links that don't work is my personal Facebook link, because a wrestling promoter got really mad that I would not fuck him and decided to report my Facebook until it got taken down. But my Facebook page, And if you want the tea on that, all the screenshots are there on my Instagram.
Very well. So that's if you're intrigued, it's all on the Instagram. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah. Everything is on Instagram except for the personal Facebook link, but the page link is on there.
Word. And as it is for every guest of the Random Rounds with Rob, the door is always open for you to come back to promote your next big thing or just to shoot the shit.
Yes.